Today, we're going to talk about excuses, reasons, whatever story we tell ourselves to get away from actually getting what we want out of life. Now, this is self-sabotage to the max, and we all do this. We all do it because we're like, oh, it's easier to just make an excuse or give a reason than to not do something at all. Because why? I don't want to challenge myself and then fail and then feel like a piece of shit. Success is actually scarier than being where you are at today. And I think for a lot of us too right now, this being a victim, being someone that's down and out and fighting against society, or like that's got beat down by a bully or something, sharing this story is very important, right? But for me, there's something terribly wrong with society right now because you share the story and people give you sympathy, but there's nothing after. I learned this from that and I overcame it. It's just, that's who I am. I am an oppressed minority. I am this, coming from a group that has been battered or whatever. This is not to knock down their struggle. Everyone has crazy struggles. But the point that I don't agree with is the ability of people to just consistently be a victim and say, oh, I can't do it because my family is this. Like, my family's poor. That's why I'm not smart enough. I didn't get the education. That's why I'm never going to be rich. My family has a disease. Like, we always get diabetes. So I'm not even going to try working out because genetically I'm going to get diabetes or whatever. Like, we make these excuses all day long. And for those people, it's fact. It's unchangeable. You can't even disprove it. It's a fact. But you're here because you don't want that out of life, do you? You want more out of life. And I belong in the school of thought where I don't want to take what other people say about me as fact. I don't want people to look at me and label me. I don't want to even label myself. I want to be able to change whatever I see fit. If I want to change my story, if I want to change my future, I want that power. And I want to empower myself, and I want you guys to be empowered too. And the first step with anything is to realizing that this is possible. Whatever you want is possible, and you can't make an excuse. For example, I always say don't fail before you start. When I was doing a show at NYU, right? New York. That's a pretty, New York University. That's a pretty good school. Like, a lot of smart people go there. And after the show, one of the event organizers, he came up to me and he was like, hey Joe, what's cool? Like, I was really inspired. I want to work in a video game industry, but there's no jobs. Like, it's hard. Like, it's a small percentage of people, and I'm like, are you having a conversation with yourself? Because I don't know, what do you want me to say? And he goes, well, I'm gonna major in medical because it's safer and my parents want me to do it. And I'm all like, okay. And he's like, yeah, but I really want to I want to work at Blizzard. I want to work on Warcraft. Like, I want to work in a video game industry. But it's hard, And then I'm all like, so is being a doctor. Doctors are it's one of the hardest things out there to be. He goes, yeah, but it's like a guarantee. Like, you just do the school and you can get in. Maybe I can do that and then do video game stuff on the side. And I'm like, I don't know. Why can't you just go for it and do what you want 100%? He goes, oh, well, because the chances are slim and I don't know anybody in LA and I don't know this and I don't know that. And I'm all like, look, bro, you are an intelligent person. You go to NYU. You're treating the medical field as if it's like, if I just follow the rules, I'll get it. You have so much confidence in there. Why don't you have the same confidence when it comes to the video game industry? The video game industry is just about to blow up. Now, when I talked to him, it was like 2011. Right now, you got guys winning championships and they're making like $1 million or $2 million. Like, it's a fuck ton of money, right? And back then, I was like, I knew it. I knew where it was going. I was like, there's still a lot of money that's about to come in this industry. All you got to do, move to LA. And right now, it's a great place to be because you get in now, you get in early. That's how I think. I don't think, oh man, there's not a lot of opportunity right now. I'm like, sure, there's a 10% chance. How can I be that 10%? Instead of saying, oh man, there's a 90% chance I'm not going to make it. That's true. But it's also true that there's a 10% chance you'll make it. It's all perspective. Do you want to make the excuse and say, well, there's a 98% chance I can't do this? Or do you want to be like, there's a 2% chance I can do this? We tend to get into this phase. And so for a lot of us, I think when we make excuses, We just want someone to listen to how difficult it is, right? Like for him, I think he knew the answer. I think he knew he was going to be a medical field guy. Like, I think he was just asking me for inspiration or confirmation or whatever it is. It seemed like he just wanted to vent. He really didn't have the balls to do it. He really didn't. And he already knew his answer. But I think he just wanted to hear from someone that maybe he looked up to or he was inspired by. Like maybe he wanted me to go, oh yeah, you know what? That is a good idea. Like maybe you should be a doctor and do that first. Like maybe he just wanted validation. But a lot of the times when people make excuses, they just want people to hear their story. And so you got to catch yourself. When you're making an excuse, do you want someone to go, oh, is that right? And then you feel emotionally good about it because someone understands you. And you're like, you know what? They know how hard it is for me. They know how hard it is for me to work out. I got this going on or that going on. And so to me, that doesn't tell me that you really want to change anything. You just want someone to hear you and feel you and understand you, which is totally fine. But I want you to be honest with yourself. Do you really want to make a difference? And do you really want to change? Or do you want someone to sympathize with you and you want to vent? There's two different things going on here. And I think it's totally normal to just want someone to hear you and want to vent. But I think if you're really trying to make a difference, do not let excuses or negative storytelling be a part of your vocabulary. Make today the day where you say, I am not going to make an excuse. If I want something, even if it's hard, I have to follow up with, this is difficult, but I'm going to finish it. So today I want to do an exercise where you keep your ears open to excuses that other people make, because it's sometimes easier when you hear the excuses what other people are saying. You're going to draw a T-chart like this, right? And you might hear your mom saying something like, you might give a suggestion like, hey mom, like, you ever thought about taking English classes? Like if she's an immigrant mom or whatever, she might be like, oh no, I'm too old. I'm too old to do that. It's already too late, you know? So you hear those excuses, and on this side, you write the excuse, I'm too old, it's too late to learn English. And then on here, you can write, but it'll be great for me to do it because I can communicate with my family better. Or I could talk to my grandchildren. Or I could do whatever, right? And as you're going through this list and you're listening to other people's excuses and you're creating answers for them, then I want you to go ahead and start looking for your own. What do you tell yourself all the time when you wanted to do something, like you wanted to go back to the gym? You wanted to pursue that dream you always wanted to, but you go, oh, I wanted to get into photography, but I'm about 40 years old now. Too old. It's not too old. You're never too old to do something. Maybe if it's like physically impossible, that makes sense, right? It's difficult. But what I want you to do is think like a leader. Leaders, they defy all odds. For every excuse that you have, there's someone out there that defied that odd. There's someone out there that's like, you know, my friend one time was like, oh, I like parkour, but I'm too fat. And I was like, you know what? I bet you there's a fat parkour guy that's killing it right now. I found a video of a fat dude just doing backflips off of buildings and doing parkour. There's definitely examples of everything you have an excuse for. If you go, oh, I can't do this because of this reason, I guarantee if you type that shit in there, you're going to find someone that defied that odd. And I want you to start thinking this way because you're going to defy those odds. If you don't believe that you can, that's where we got to start. You believe that you can first do it, and then your mind is going to figure out a route to get there. But first, we got to make sure that these excuses are not just excuses, but they go, but okay, I see my limitation, but this is what I'm going to do. So go ahead and do that exercise. I think this is going to be really special for you because your mind is going to start thinking of solutions rather than reasons why it can't happen. And it might be difficult at first, but you're going to have a lot of fun with this because problem solving, and even if you're not going to actually do the thing, but problem solving in your mind starts to get you to a place where you're fixing things, creating solutions, and it's going to empower you. So go for it.